the type of program that we play for. We got to do whatever it takes to get the win. They beat us at our place, we got to beat them at their place. Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3.
And the man said, let the games begin. These end times they reckon. And in the darkest hour we fight like underdogs. Like underdogs.
Courtside here at Creighton, where UConn has never won a basketball game. UConn has done a lot of winning in the last couple of years, won 80 of 94 and won 2 national championships, but they've never won in this building.
I heard about that at the beginning of the season, and I swore to the guys that we were not going to lose at Creighton. I kept my promise.
Dan has a keen sense of history and is a master motivator. He mentioned that a bunch of times to these guys, and it meant a lot to the guys who've been here for a while, to Samson Johnson and Hassan Diarra and Alex Caravan. And
that was all that was ingrained to our minds, that we were going to get a win at Creighton. I mean, that was all we were thinking about, and that was the main goal ahead of us.
And the Huskies, for the first time in 53 weeks, are not in the national rankings. After going 4-4 in their last 8, UConn has fallen out of the top 25. On the right sideline, long 3 is good from Jemiah Neal, a guy who lit UConn up with 24 in the first meeting. Gives in the corner to Green for 3, and he hits. Quickly to the front court, and the backdoor cut to McAndrew, and he lays it in. On the right wing, biggest lead of the ball game. 3-pointer, Neal, good. 37-23, and a timeout called by the Huskies.
Whoa, gotta stand and fight, gotta face the fire. Whoa, gotta stand and fight, gotta face the fire. I won't go down, rise up, face the fire, gotta stand my ground.
Backs him in, nowhere to go. Goes to the left hand, made the shot. Oh, that was sweet by McNeely. And the Blue Jays go to the locker room leading by 8, 37-29. But UConn rallied there, a 6-0 run late.
It was huge. I mean, that was probably as instrumental as anything in us winning the game. You know, I believe they went up 14 towards the end of the first half. We made a couple of substitutions late. Yusef Sangari made a big defensive play around the basket, and we went on a little 6-0 mini run to go into the half down 8, and I think that really helped spark us.
It definitely gives a lot more energy, especially going into the second half, where you're going to need another 20 minutes of everything you have. With that run at the end of the first half, it definitely propelled us through the rest of that game.
Welcome back to Omaha, CHI Health Center, home of the Creighton Blue Jays, the hottest team in America. They won 9 in a row, 12 of the last 13, and they lead UConn by 8 at halftime. UConn's going to hope to make a comeback here against Creighton. It's McNeely, who drives baseline, puts it up left-handed, head to ball on a fast break. He gives to McNeely for 3. McNeely buries it, and UConn within 1.
Down, days, hours, frequencies, getting louder. Now they witnessing the
Well, it's stolen by McNeely. UConn leads. Long 3 by McNeely. Good! He scraped the sky with a 3-ball. Rebound McNeely. How did he get there? McNeely gets hit. He drove inside and he's fouled and he makes the bucket. McNeely is a monster right now.
I remember Liam McNeely. I think he had, 38 points that game. So he was a big help for us, knowing that we needed someone to carry us that game, and he was the guy. I mean, for a freshman, that's pretty big time, knowing that the confidence and swagger he carries himself with is different than anyone in the country.
I had like 38 or 39 one time AAU, like 3 or 4 years ago, but nothing like that at that level.
He was just scoring at will. He could get to the free throw line whenever. He's so good at that for sure.
You know, I think the defensive coverage that Creighton plays allowed for him to get really comfortable offensively. We got some stops and got out in transition, and then he made some big-time plays, some big-time shots.
Bigger the game, the bigger the game for Liam McNeely. UConn splits the season series, regular season, with Creighton with a victory. And McNeely, obviously huge, 38 points.
Third time this year they've come from 14 points down to win a game. Providence, DePaul, and now the toughest of all at Creighton.
followed up the best game I ever played with the worst game I ever played.
So we went to Seton Hall. That was the most disappointing game of the season thus far. As difficult as Maui was and the struggles that we endured there, to play Seton Hall on the road, a team that we felt going into the game, if we played well, we should have a great shot to beat. To play as poorly as we did for the first 30 minutes or so, and then finally gain control of the game and be up 7 with as little as 35 or 40 seconds to go in the game, that's one that really eats away at you when you see it as a loss on the ledger.
Yeah, the Seton Hall game obviously was extremely frustrating for us. We felt we had the game won on 2 different occasions.
The biggest lesson was probably just not to get complacent, like at any point of the game, keep our foot on the gas the whole time.
One-on-one, crossover. He attacks the rim and he lays it up and in. That was an NBA move right there by Wooga Poplar. Timeout on the floor, 51-39, Villanova leads.
I think there was a little bit of a hangover effect at the start of the Villanova game. Villanova is a really dangerous team. They've got some talented players, and they've been able to win some big games this season against top competition.
So when we got into the timeout, Coach just changed our approach, and that's what locked us in for the rest of the game.
We locked in. We talked to each other in the huddle at the bench, so we had to lock in defensively, try to get some swings, get the momentum going for ourselves.
I thought our guys did a great job in particular that night of just staying with the game, staying with the competition, staying with the battle, staying with the game plan, staying with the scouting report. The last couple of media timeouts from the 7 or 8 minute mark on, just playing really well and keeping that belief.
Noel looks down low, looking for help. And gives it up to Reed. The backdoor cut is Ball. Ball reverses it up and in. Full court pressure by the Huskies. And the ball stolen by Ball. Reed inside. Powers it up and in, and he's fouled. Crowd on their feet.
I found in the gasoline, that would mean lit the flame and set fire in the place.
I definitely know for me, when the crowd gets loud, I just feed off that energy. And I remember they stayed with us. It looked like the game was getting away from us, but we made a couple plays. The crowd made a lot of noise, and I think we just fed off that and continued to roll.
Every time Solo hits a big shot, they go crazy, and he does his little 3-point celebrations. So that's probably my favorite part, playing at XL.
Dumps down low to Reed. Reed reverses it in. And UConn leads by 5, 64-59. And he missed the shot. And the rebound, McNeely. And he's fouled. And the Huskies have come back from nowhere.
Guys, this is an emotional game. And to be on the roller coaster ride that we've been on since that DePaul game, lose the hard-fought game to St. John's, and then you go to Creighton and win a game that no team here has been able to win. Then we dealt with this weekend, and then you find yourself in that situation, and you showed the heart of the 25 UConn Huskies, right?
High above Madison Square Garden, it's time for Big East basketball on this Sunday morning into the afternoon. Hi, everybody. Mike Crispino, Wayne Norman. The Huskies face the #1 team in the Big East Conference. So, Wayne, a major assignment for the Huskies this afternoon.
We got off to a really good start to the game. I think we got out 6 points or so, but then we started to let up a little bit on the defensive backboards.
We didn't play good enough to win. I think it's that simple. We're definitely good enough to beat any team in the country, but we didn't play good enough that afternoon.
It hurts, but that's the beauty of it. We get to go back, watch film, see what we did wrong, and learn from our mistakes. We know we're going to see them again. Go after that game, knowing what we have to do, especially for the postseason. It's important for us to sack some wins together and just really build some type of momentum.
Our guys have bounced back well from that. They did not splinter, and Dan would never let them really splinter. He's going to find a way to keep the group together and motivated and going forward. But our practices in the next couple days were spirited and were focused. I feel like we've played much better since that day.
Welcome to XL Center here in Hartford. It's UConn and Georgetown, a Big East clash as the Huskies try to bounce back from a loss to St. John's on the weekend.
We don't even know how. Ready on the next thing? 3, 2, 1.
Got the sequel on my mind. If you look, then you will find it's a hit every time. Big
We have a great opportunity here to close the season on a nice streak. We feel like if we do that, you go into MSG with a great deal of confidence and self-belief.
People show you who they really are in times of adversity. So when we're down and it feels like our backs are against the wall, our true character will show.
If you can withstand, some of the disappointments and the struggles and allow it to make you stronger, I think it really fortifies you for a stretch run. Our team has been able to get off the mat each time we've suffered defeat, even throughout the course of games, getting down double figures and finding a way to come back and win. So hopefully that's something that's fruitful for us as we head into March.
Yeah, I think it only makes people tougher when you go through certain situations where things aren't going your way. So whenever you have odds stacked against you, you're just able to succeed. I think that just only makes you stronger.